If you're looking to spot level a small problem area in your lawn, like a hole, trench, or dip, you've come to the right place. What's up guys, I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. So I have this spot right here that I dug up earlier in the season, and then I placed it back in the hole that I got it from, but I never got it perfectly even because I figured that I would just level it later. And I'm not sure how well you can see it on film, but to the naked eye, it is a little bit darker because the leaf blades in that area get to grow a little bit longer just because it is slightly lower than the areas around it. I also have an area in my backyard that I'm going to try and spot level today. And the materials that I'm going to use are this play sand that I picked up from Lowe's, and then I actually have a lawn leveling rake that I got from R&R, and then this is just kind of a generic landscaping rake, but I also picked this one up from Lowe's as well. And why do we care if it's level in the first place? It definitely looks better, but really it boils down to getting a better mow. And that's whether you're reel mowing or rotary mowing. When you have areas that are unlevel, you're more likely to scalp. And level isn't even the right word, it's flat. We don't care if there's some slope or incline to the lawn, as long as the rollers are able to make solid contact all the way across, or if you have a rotary mower, as long as there's no holes, dips, divots, trenches for a wheel to fall into, you're pretty much going to avoid those unsightly scalp marks. But if you do have them, you're gonna notice them from your mows because you're going to scalp in the same spots over and over again. And here's a quick, easy way, aside from mowing, to find those low spots in your lawn. So my tool here is just the packaging that my leveling rake came in. I've had it in the garage now for probably 3 or 4 years. I knew it would come in handy one day, but really all you need is something that is long and straight. I've got the tube laid over a low spot in the lawn, and that space you see between the lawn and the tube is what we're gonna try to fix whenever we perform a leveling project. Now this area is a little bigger, so I'm using it more for illustration. I won't really attack this area with a spot leveling. I'll come back later whenever we do a full leveling project. But whenever I say flat, I would rather see that grass or the ground make solid contact with that tube all the way across. So all we're trying to do is fill in that gap or that space with sand to where we have solid contact all the way across. That's why it's important to have a tool with a wide base. So obviously a leveling rake is perfect for the job. It's literally made for it. If you don't have that, you can use a landscaping rake. You could even use a board if it's flat, or a drag. You just have to have something that's wide enough to where it's going to be able to reach on each side of the hole or trench that you're working on and move the sand to be flat over that hole. Okay, so I've got the play sand opened up and ready to go. I will say for the reel mower enthusiasts here, there are some pebbles in it, but they'll be easy to pick out, especially in a spot this small. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some on the area that we're gonna treat. And I'll start small, and if I need more, we'll work our way up. So all we're gonna do with the level rake is make passes like so. And you just want to work it in. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and add a little more. And on a hole this size, I can work the rake from multiple directions because the rake is going to be wider than the area that I'm trying to level. If it is like, let's say, a trench and your hole is more in a line, then you really only want to work your rake across it, okay, to where it's on each side of it like this. You don't really want to go to the side of it, because then your rake will just dip into the trench and it will make the hole even deeper. But if you just have an area to where your rake is wider than that area on all sides, then you're good. Here's a bird's eye view of the area we just treated. You'll notice that the spot that's the deepest is going to be the spot that has the least amount of grass poking through. So right here is the area that we treated, and then any sand that gets outside of that immediate area, you're just going to push and level off to where it levels itself out with the surrounding area, and that's all there is to it. You do want to make sure that the material that you're using, the sand that you're using, or if you are using some sort of top dressing, is dry, because anything that's wet is going to be much harder to move. If you are on the hunt for a leveling rake, I do recommend this one from R&R Products. I'm not sponsored by them. I actually don't even think that I can get a commission and become an affiliate of theirs, as far as I know, but I will put a link to these products in the description box below the video if you want to go check them out. They're just a lot more durable, a lot better construction quality. And then this tubing here is closed, so you can't get any rocks, dirt, debris, sand, or anything like that on top of the rake itself, so it really slides through the area that you're treating very easily. As far as what to do to an area after you just spot leveled it, if you have Bermuda grass, pretty much nothing. We're just gonna wait for that grass to eventually poke through, and everything's kind of gonna be business as usual. You're still gonna mow, you're still gonna have your watering schedule, you can still fertilize, all that good stuff. The water will actually help the sand work into where it needs to be, down into that soil layer, and depending on how deep the area that you ended up spot leveling was, it should be back to normal in a week, maybe 2 weeks max. One of the main takeaways I want y'all to have from this video is that you don't need a $200+ leveling rake to do a project like this. Does it make things easier? Yes, but a landscaping rake, as long as it's wider than the area that you are trying to treat, will work just fine. Other than that, y'all, here is the lawn about a week after the Scott's Southern Lawn Food treatment, and we were blessed with another good rain last week. I'm still waiting on my backpack sprayer. I have ordered it, it has shipped, but I'm waiting for it to get to my doorstep. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you wanna continue to see more of it, hit that black subscribe button below the video. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again soon. Lawn Insider, out.